Hey guys, so I am Renee, but during the week I am Sergeant James. So I really debated because this is going to be an army video, right? Like keeping that on. But let's be real, when we not at work, this is how we look. So I am doing this video in partnership with Armyprincess. First of all, let me tell you guys, she is amazing. Like, she is putting so much information out for people who are in the army, not in the army, inquiring about the army, and not even just us, y'all. She's putting information out for everybody. If the military is your goal, or if you're in and you have questions, she is gathering up different professionals in the field, recruiters and fitness gurus and all types of people to put more information out there for people who just are interested. She is amazing. She's a military mom. She's a mother. She's a wife. And I am just like so excited to be part of the vibe. So today we are going to be talking about confidence, about glowing up, about getting the best out of your career, about questions that you might have. You might not feel like you fit the mold to join. Guys, we're going to talk about all of that. So definitely click the link down below and click the link at the end. Y'all know I like the little cards at the end. Take you to her page. Check her out. I'm telling you, you will definitely subscribe because I wasn't alive with her like last night. I wasn't on the panel, which... Babe, I need to get on the panel. I definitely need to get on the panel. We need to do something like mom, wife, something. I was on the panel, but I was just so intrigued about how much information was being put out for people because when I joined, I'm sure when she joined, there just wasn't any information. It just wasn't that way. And that's where these channels were born from. So definitely check out her channel. And if you're coming here from Armyprincess's channel, thank you. Hey y'all, click the subscribe, join the family. So I am more of just the day-to-day, honestly. I do military videos. I do, and I will link a slew of them down below. I have if you want to join the reserves. I have single mom because even though I am married now, I did join as a single mom. I have like all types of military content that I would definitely link down below. But here, since we're in quarantine, you know, and I really have been pushing myself. So I have been more vlogs, day to day, you know, just trying to show that this is a regular job. You know, I get up, I go to work, I take care of my kids, I'm there for my husband, I'm there for my family, like just the day-to-day aspect of it. But there is a little sprinkle of knowledge in there, so it will be linked down below. But let's go ahead and get into this. So I have 5 tips for you. So 5 tips on glowing up in the military. And let me just go ahead and throw this disclaimer in there. It's not necessarily just the military. This will suffice for whatever field you are in, whatever professional job you hold. You can use these 5 tips and they will help you glow up in your career field. So please, please, please don't think it's just all about you have to be wearing the uniform. I love wearing the uniform, but it's not for everyone. So this is definitely for anyone, any career field. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't have to be white collar. It could be blue collar. It could be anything. But these tips will help you glow up in your career, have confidence, and honestly get the most out of your career and get to the place where you want to be in your life. So let's just go ahead and get into the tips. So tip number 1, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. You have to learn your job. So in the Army, we have what's called an MOS. I looked it up for a research paper. I don't know what it stands for right off the top of my head. I will slap it across the screen. But essentially, your MOS is your job. You have your job. You have to learn your job. You have to become an expert in your field. So there are going to be times when you're surrounded by everyone who knows your job. So for me, I'm a medic. I was at a medical brigade and I was at a hospital, okay? Everyone knew my job. I couldn't BS anybody because everybody knew what I was supposed to do. They knew all the medical stuff. There was nurses, there was LPNs, there was medics, there was everyone in the medical field. But use that time, guys, to pick people's brain, to reach higher, to read, to study, to learn your job, to be an expert in your field, for people to see you as the go-to. Now, there are other times when you're on the island all by yourself. Right now, I'm at a sustainment brigade. I didn't even know that sustainment was so large. I thought it was supply. They like, no, we got water, we got fuel, the riggers. I'm like, huh? Okay, what won't y'all do it? Hey, want to do it? They got a song. I don't know the song, but now I am a unicorn. They're like, some people are like, I've been in the Army 12 years. I've never seen a medic before. I'm like, oh, well, damn. Hey, how you doing? So now I am on an island all by myself. I am the subject matter expert. I do have to know my job. So I can't BS because people's lives are in my hand, or I have to train these soldiers who are going to go to different units, and this is the only knowledge that they have of anything based on, you know, CLS or anything medical. So I have to make sure that I am trained up in a way that I can train others. I had become an expert in my field. So I cannot stress that enough. Now, when you first get to your unit, they know you're not an expert. Everybody been to AIT. Everybody know what AIT is like and what they teach you. The basics, okay? But they know that there's so much more for you to learn, but you have to be teachable. You have to go out and ask questions. You have to be willing to learn. You have to know that you don't know everything. But as you progress in your career, as you put those things in your pocket and learn those different terminology and skills, whatever your job may be, you know, as you progress in your career, you progress in the rank, it is expected that you know more. So you have to make sure that you're taking the time when you're a worker bee, as I say, and learning the things necessary to actually get to where you want to be and be an expert in your field. Now, me, I know I don't know everything. I don't know everything about the Army. I don't know everything about being an NCO. But when it comes to the medical field, I got you. I got you. So, but that's because every class, every school, every like situation that they sent me to better myself, to learn my job, I did. Don't say no. When they want to send you on TDY, when they want to send you to classes, when they want to send you to schools, go. Go. Be an expert in your field. Be the person that people come to. And don't be afraid to like teach others and help them. This is what this is about. Teaching others and bringing them along. Just because we know the same thing doesn't mean that we have to go against each other. We have to use each other so that way we're working smarter and not harder. So that's number one. Learn your job, please. So number two, guys, is to integrate yourself into your unit. Now, I'm not talking about in process. You want to in process and go to all these places and get this stuff signed and this and this. No, I mean, let your leaders, let your peers, let everyone know your name, but not because you out here having parties in the barracks, not because, you know, you doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing, not because you associating yourself with people that you ain't supposed to be associating with, but because you learned your job, you're an expert in your field. You're the go-to. You're the person that they know for this no-fail mission. I can go to Sergeant James because Sergeant James is going to make it happen. Let me find Sergeant James. And yes, sometimes it is hard to be the go-to, but honestly, when it comes to things that you need, things that you have questions on, the military is all about networking. So if you put yourself out there as a person that is part of the unit, as a asset, there we go, a person that is an asset to the unit as a whole, then when it comes time to making sure that you're getting the things that you need to get, the classes that you need to get, the things that you want to do, the things that are in competition, because these people know you, then guess what? They were like, okay, I can vouch for Sergeant James. She might not, you know, be able to go, or it might only be one slot left or whatever, but it's not tit for tat. It's all about networking and who you know. So you want to integrate into your unit completely. You want them to allow, I can't even talk today. You want to allow them to get to know you as a person. You want them to know your skill set and that you are an asset, period. So you want to make sure that your name is one that can be vouched for because you're in the right place, right time, right uniform, you're doing the right thing, you have integrity. I know that we all want to have fun, but honestly, doing the right thing, even when no one is watching, is going to get you places that you want to go, because whatever happens in your career is going to follow you into your career. So I've been in my new unit since February. They all know my name. Everybody know my name. And in the beginning, you go and you're like calm and quiet and, you know, get the feel, who you can talk to, who you can't, what your leaders are like. Got it. But then after you start doing missions and after you start working, after you start getting boots on the ground, they start to learn who you are, what your personality is like, if you're someone that they can call on, if you're someone who actually get missions done, and that kind of holds so much power. So integrate yourself into your unit, talk to your leaders. You know, of course you want to do your chain of command, absolutely. But if you're in a position to where you're able to, let them see you. Like, do the right thing, make sure you're working. Because believe me, people are looking whether you think they are or not. So you might as well make sure that the impression that you're giving is good, that you're completely integrated into your unit, and it's not just that one task. So I have one mission at my unit. Yeah, my mission is kind of on hold, but I was like, well, these are the things that I can do. So now I'm teaching CLS. So now I'm part of the final ceremony hoorah obstacle course for our soldiers. For now, you know, I came in and said, hey, so I already know how to do DTMS. I know I'm a medic, but if you need help, I got you. You know, so let them know, hey, I've cross-trained, I've learned my job, I've learned other jobs, I've learned from my peers, I've learned from my leaders. What can I do? What type of asset can I be to this unit? And don't just go and sit and do your one job and leave, because that's not really going to get you there. But actually go and be a worker bee. We E5 and below, we worker bees, y'all. We got to work. But it will honestly help us for when we get higher in rank. And believe me, all these people that you see now, you will see them later, because it's a very, very small unit, very, very small army. So definitely integrate into unit. I'm going to look at my notes, right? What do you have to offer? Be the go-to, and definitely don't burn bridges. So let me tell you. My first unit was at a medical brigade. I was in ClinOps. I started at E2 and I went to E4 in that unit. There was Sergeant Major, there was E6s, E7s, E8s, majors, captains. I was like, oh, this is a lot. But they taught me, you know, that I was part of the team. Yes, rank matter, but this is our team and your voice matters. Got it. PCS to the hospital, right? Within 6 months of being at the hospital, 2 of the officers became my command team. So my battalion commander came out of that office, and not just she's at my old unit. No, she was in the office elbow to elbow with me working in ClinOps. And then also my company commander. So do not burn bridges, because you will see these people again. It is a very, very, very small army. So be teachable. So, you know, number 1 was learn your job, and number 2 was integrating to your unit. Number 3 is be teachable, because every single unit is different. So as I mentioned, my previous job, right? Everyone looked like me. Everyone was me. Everyone was medical in a sense. Now I am in a whole different world. I know nothing about sustainment. So I have to be teachable. I have to understand that I don't know everything. And I don't know everything about being an NCO. period. I had to learn how to counsel, how to be a good leader, how to talk to my soldiers. For me, I was an NCO, and my OIC, which is like, we worked together running the clinic, was a colonel. And I was like, and I had to learn the politics of working with officers and learning how to talk to them, because I sent an email, right, that they said was epic. And I was like, this is how I would talk to soldiers. And they was like, I understand, but these are officers, so you gotta be a little more political. And I was like, oh. But was I wrong? They was like, no, you wasn't wrong. But it's just in how you say it. So now I carry that with me, whether I'm talking to enlisted or not. It is how you say it. And I'm never like really like crazy and mean. But you know, there's a way of saying things when you're talking to a room full of privates and when you're talking to colonels and majors. So you have to be teachable. I come in and I'm like, okay, what can I learn? You know, what can I learn from you? Because I'll never have this experience again. But in order to be confident and to glow up in your career, you have to be well-rounded. The higher in rank you go, the more they expect from you. And even as a lower enlisted, I expect more from an E3 than I do from an E1. I expect more from an E6 than I do from an E5. So the higher you go in rank, the more they expect you to know. So in your worker bee phase, right, worker bee, you have to remain teachable. You have to learn and ask questions and talk to people and get to know how to do stuff. I'm a medic. I do DTMS. Why? Why? Now I know why, because I've done, you know, I was a clinic. I had to do that for my people in my clinic because I was an NCOIC. But in my new unit, they're like, you E5. Because let me tell you, in the real Army, E5 ain't shit. So you are E5. Why do you know how to do DTMS? Right? In the medical world, we kind of flow and work differently. I've been in an NCOIC position since I was E4. Never, ever, ever would that float in the operational Army, because to them, you just don't know. You just don't know how to function. So you got to learn your job, and then you can do these things. But as you're in those positions, while you're a worker bee, while you're not in the seat, ask the questions, learn, sir, what can I help you with? What can I learn? Can you teach me that? Can you teach me how to counsel my soldier, what I had him do when he was promotable E4? Okay, so now you're a shift leader. Now you can counsel your soldiers and I will counsel you. So now we're creating rank within our ranks, within our clinic, so that you can learn your job. You can become well-rounded. You can, you know, have this knowledge when you go somewhere else. So learn. I feel like everything is about learning, right? It is though, because you want to be well-rounded. You want to be able to tap into all the knowledge that you know, so that anything that's presented to you, you can go ahead and handle it. But also, people are always watching. So if you're someone who is given any mission, even something that doesn't have to do with your MOS, with your titled job, then they will actually make sure that you'll do schools and promotions and you'll just continue to climb. And now the way that the actual promotions are going, it's based on merit. So it's no longer based on, I've been in the Army for 16 years, so I know they're gonna pick me up. Nah. Now, what did you do in those 16 years? Who did you help? Who did you support? What did you head up? Like, what did you do? It's based on merit. So the only way that you'll actually get in a position where you can be NCOIC of certain things and, you know, be in different leadership positions is that you're learning. You're constantly learning. You're asking questions, you're talking to your leadership, you're allowing them to get to know you. You are actually accessing that egg of knowledge that so many choose not to. I am always talking to people and picking their brain and trying to figure out What do you know that I don't know? How did you get to where you are? Because I'm trying to be a sergeant major one day. So what was your path? My brigade, my battalion commander told me she used to be a medic, and I was like, man, that is awesome. Like, and then you start to think, well, damn, how can I be a battalion commander? Like, you started where I started as a private. So what was the path to get you there? What did you learn? What do I need to learn? It's all about learning. Where are we at? Oh, that was number 3. So be teachable. I don't think anyone's gonna like number 4. Number 4 is to uphold the standard. Now let me tell y'all, the Army is changing new PT tests, right? ACFT. I am busting my butts to try and get this leg tuck because I'm a sergeant. I have to upload the standard. Oh my gosh. I have to uphold the standard. How am I going to have soldiers? How am I going to have people look up to me? How am I going to lead others and I can't do it myself? This is something that every single NCO is dealing with. There is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or all 6 events of this new test that we're all really pushing ourselves to get. Why? Because we have to uphold the standard, whatever the standard is. Whatever the standard is, we have to uphold it. And I'm telling you, if you're doing what's right, the people will follow you. Your soldiers will follow you. If you are a good leader, if you think about the times when you were a private, when things were hard for you, then guess what? You will absolutely be a good leader. You will be well-rounded. You will think about them. You will put their needs before your own. They will follow you because you're upholding the standard. If you a shitbag, if you on height and weight, if you're not passing the PT test, I'm talking about APFT. If you late all the time, if your uniform ate the fuck up, I'm sorry, ate up. You know, if your PC is ate up, your beret all the way down here, unless you're in 82nd lane, because y'all got your own standards. But if you are not uploading a standard, how are you expecting people to follow you? And I'm not saying you gotta be boring. You can be in the service. You can be a soldier. You can be a sergeant. You can be, you know, an officer and not be boring. We have amazing lives. I'm telling you, we're not boring. But when we put that uniform on, there is a standard. Your hair needs to be a certain way. If your bun is this big and I see it, that's a problem. If you got crazy colors on there, it's a problem. You know, I be looking at people's side eye when they got eyeshadow on because I don't even understand. But if you yourself are uploading, why do I keep saying uploading? Upholding the standard. If you are being someone that your soldiers can look up to, honestly, in and outside of uniform. If you are not fighting with your spouse, if you are raising your children, if you I think one of my NCOs or my first sergeant, somebody honked at me while I was, you know, running today. But the thing is, oh, not hey Sergeant James, but oh, look at Sergeant James' ass running on a Saturday. Yes, because you gotta get a life together. But, you know, if you are upholding the standard, your leaders will appreciate that because they will see you as a good leader, as a good NCO, and someone that they can vouch for and continue to push forward in the ranks. And your soldiers will follow you. Your soldiers will uphold the standard themselves. And it'll keep you less paperwork and less, you know, heartache as an NCO. And then also not even just you, but the people that you associate with. All of my military friends are out there and getting it. Let me tell you that. We are promoting, we are going to schools, we are the go-to, we are the people that the leaders are looking forward to working with. We are the ones that can say, hey, Sergeant Major, can I get a letter of recommendation for this school or that school? And they're like, absolutely. I was waiting. I was waiting for you to want to go to aerosol or airborne or, you know, whatever else they got out there for soldiers to do. But you have to uphold the standard, and the people that you associate with have to uphold the standard, because if Sergeant James is not doing what's right, but her best friend is Sergeant, I don't know, I don't know, Marshall, that's my maiden name. If her best friend is Sergeant Marshall and she out here getting DUIs, dealing with people she ain't supposed to be, always late, uniform ate up, you know, not doing what she want to do, but every time the leader sees Sergeant James, she with Sergeant Marshall. And it's not peer review, I'm trying to pull you up, it's they cackling, they friends, they cool, they hang out outside. I'm going to begin to associate y'all behavior as the same. So make sure the people that you're around, make sure the people that you're associating yourself with, that you are seen with, that you are friendly with. Yes, you have to build a community. Absolutely. I mean, that's the only way to survive this type of job. But in that community has to be people who have the same drive as you, and they're growing at the same rate as you. So I think that's it. Oh, number 5. Number 5 is my favorite. It's my favorite of all of them. Number 5 is to be yourself. Man, I cannot stress this enough. So my last assignment, I had 4 soldiers, right? And they were like, Sergeant, you are totally different than any other sergeant that we've had. WTF. Like, we're sad to see you go. And why? Because I chose to be myself. And why did I choose to be myself? Because I had a leader who chose to be herself. So there's this facade that we put on when we put on our uniform. And of course, it stands up straight. You know, her hair is a certain way. She talks a certain way. She talks the lingo and the jargon, but is Renee inside of Sergeant James? And she is. I make people laugh. I met my new NCO and she was like, give me side, like, she cool, okay. You know, I make people laugh. I make people smile, and it's natural. It's just who I am. When I'm outside of work, I make people laugh. I make people smile. I'm funny. Y'all might not see it, but I'm funny, right? So my kid is like standing outside the door. But I choose to be myself. I choose to show. Now, I'm in real life and in uniform. I'm one of those people that you want to stay on her good side. You don't want to mess with her because she not want to play with. But I don't have to be stuffy. Like, I don't have to be like so because I'm in the military, because I'm an NCO. I choose to be myself. I choose to go to work happy. I choose to enjoy what I do. I choose to show others what I do and have a passion for my job. I choose to smile and laugh and have personality. You know, I do my makeup. Sometimes I haven't worn it in my new unit, but in uniform, because that is who I am outside of uniform. So what would be the difference? I choose to be myself. And I have to shout out my first sergeant at my previous unit that I just left, because I was getting out of the Army. I was done. You know, I had a great career, wanted to get out on a high note. You know, what if there's nothing else for me out there? And honestly, everyone that I know that's E7 or above is crabby and crusty, and they just over it. They're at a place where they're just ready to get out and they're done. And I met her. She was my leadership, and man, when I tell you, I told her, I wrote her a handwritten note when I left, and I said, you are one of the reasons why I chose to stay in, because you showed that you can be yourself, that even though this job sucks sometimes, that we embrace the suck, that is early mornings, that is stressful, that is putting people before yourself, it's long hours and late nights and, you know, ruck marches and running in the rain, but you've shown that through all of that, you can continue to be yourself, that you can laugh, you can smile, you can have personality in this uniform. And I've always done that, but you show me that it doesn't have to stop here at this point in my career. It can progress all the way to freaking first sergeant and beyond. And I said, thank you. And it made her cry. She was all like, oh my gosh. But truly, 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 be yourself. Allow people to see you for who you are. Now, if you're a shitbag, you need to grow up. And this job will make you grow. But this video is super big, long, guys. I do apologize, but it's really a lot of information that I was putting out. So, recap the 5 things that you need to do is, number 1, you need to learn your job. Okay, you can't have confidence, you cannot glow up. You have to take that time to stay where you're at, hold what you got, and learn your job. Become an expert in your field, cross-train, learn other jobs, learn from people around you. You want to be as well-rounded as you possibly can in this career. Number 2, I'm gonna look at my cheat sheet. Integrate into your unit. Don't just go and sit down and do the one job that they gave you. Integrate completely into your field, into your unit. Have people come to you for different things. Ask, what can I do? Showcase what you can do. I'm a medic, but I say, hey, I also know these other things that I can do. Or what else do y'all need medics to do? I have one mission and I'm actually doing all these other things because I said, hey, first of all, I can do them. Y'all clearly need them. So let's figure out how we can do them together. Integrate into your unit. Don't just go to work, sit at a desk for 8 hours, do one thing with tunnel vision and walk away. You want to have a lot of other things that you're doing. You want to stay busy and you actually want to be well-rounded. You want to have that well-roundedness on your review at the end of the year, right? Number 3, guys, is be teachable. The only way that you're going to learn your job and cross-train, learn other jobs, is to get the knowledge from those who are around you. Pick people's brains. And to do this, you have to not be annoying, you know. You have to like be cool, be chill, be yourself is coming later. But learn things, read. YouTube is a great way, you know, go to the trainings that are offered, even if it's not something that has to do with you. I don't know nothing about sustainment. When they be doing stuff, I be like, can I go? They're like, girl, yeah, come on, let's go. You know, learn things, be present, be knowledgeable, but pick people's brain who have more knowledge than you and be teachable, okay? Number 4. Uphold the standard. It's probably the hardest with us into transition as we're moving towards the ACFT, but you have to uphold the standard. You have to have integrity and do the right thing whether people are watching or not, because they always watching you, just don't know they're watching you, okay? But uphold the standard, because if you're doing the right thing, your soldiers will do the right thing, your friends will do the right thing, and if you have friends who are not doing the right thing, you might want to reconsider that. And 5 and final, be yourself. Please, please, please be yourself. Allow your personality to shine. You don't have to be stuffy just because you wear the military uniform. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will try to do more videos like this. I really did enjoy this video. And as you guys can see, I'm very passionate about being in the military. I love my job and I love what I do. And I love sharing that knowledge. So I will try to, you know, sprinkle a little bit more for y'all. But please like and subscribe. Also check out Armyprincess's channel and her videos if you guys are not here from her channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.